Hello everyone, I'm here at this super fancy gym, at the super fancy place that I'm staying, and as you can see, this is a mirror. So yeah, I'm using the time while my laptop uploads some stuff over here, and the sauna was heating up. I think it's ready now actually. Wearing my blue blocking glasses and just being like super on top of my game suddenly, very unexpectedly. And so I wanted to share experience, advice, and a little bit of insight into this, basically. I'm not exactly sure if it's more related to the past, present, or future, what I'm about to say, but I want to share value. So, as you may know, I live a very, very fast-paced life. That's also been the main reason why I have not gotten around to editing videos for YouTube yet, even though that is actually pretty high on my priorities list in terms of growing an online presence, monetizing it, and or also growing various businesses that are related to that, to varying degrees of directness. So yeah, I mean, monetizing it in itself is a business, but as you also probably know about me, I don't want to be just an influencer. I want to be a thought leader and an entrepreneur, which is more like writing and sharing important opinions and conversations with the world, and on the other hand, actually creating companies that are able to run without me. So yeah, YouTube is a big part of that for me, and that's why I decided, I've said this so many times, if you saw my stock footage, you would laugh at this, but now for reals, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to upload this video immediately upon recording, or at least try to. It's going to be my first time, so uploading from mobile. Let's see how that goes. If you're seeing this, it means it worked. And yeah, where to start? So I'm at an amazing manor in Frankfurt, not because I suddenly became a millionaire, but because this is an awesome place that I've written a couple things about, where a lot of business and connecting happens, and it's a place of growth. It's a wonderful company. Not sure if I should be naming them, so I just won't for now. And I'm an intern here, and I got this opportunity through one of my best friends, who is constantly on the lookout for the next step, the next thing, just constantly on this growth mindset, and that's probably the biggest thing that we have in common. You may have heard the term a lot, but I feel like the meaning has gotten lost in buzzword bingo. And what a growth mindset really means is quite simple, and it's just nothing in terms of skills, abilities, or resources is set in stone. That's it. It's this core belief that who you are, what you can do, and what you have access to is theoretically unlimited. Of course, there's a lot of factors that play into that, and a lot of it feels like luck. Sometimes it maybe just is luck. Things like privilege and being at the right place at the right time. But I also believe strongly that there is a lot that each person can do towards this success, reaching this rate of growth, which to me is a lot more important than actual success, because success is very static. You know, success is that I got from A to B, B is my success. Growth is constant, and everything in life is constant, is constantly changing. And that leads me on really well to my next point, which is I've had the luck of having a life that has really, really challenged me in terms of letting go and adaptability, because I've either had to or chosen to move around a lot. I've had an insane amount of homes and cities and schools and environments and jobs, and just this incessant change forces you to be stripped down to the bare minimum every time, because when I move, it will be different things that come with me each time. Sometimes almost nothing comes with me except for me and whoever I stay in touch with, whatever I decide to either transport or recreate at my new place. And still I had this massive resistance. I mean, I'm only 27. I guess these are big lessons that it takes a long time to learn. But I'm almost ecstatic to realize that I feel like I'm finally learning the lesson of letting go. And it's just so liberating, because you can want all the things in the world, and this is going to sound really spiritual, really Buddhistic now. I'm sorry if you're not into that, but it's very true that the more you want, the more you're capable of suffering. Doesn't necessarily mean that you will suffer, but if I want $1 billion and I have 100, all of that gap is uncomfortable in some way or another. And it doesn't mean don't have goals and don't be ambitious, but it means constantly make sure to release this wanting, this desperation, this need. And that's what I've been forced to do repeatedly. And every time I had huge resistance, and I feel like the ball has finally dropped. Is that the expression? The penny has finally dropped. That I don't want to do that anymore, that it's stupid to do that. And so I've gone a little bit extreme in the direction of minimalism. This is also why it's become so popular recently in our fast-paced, online-based, quickly changing lives. You see a lot of big public figures preaching minimalism, and to me it just basically means the less that I have to have, the less that I think I need, the freer I am. And yeah, that's incredibly liberating and very empowering. So I'm here in this house with no apartment of my own. You know, if I got fired tomorrow, then I would have to go live with someone. And basically 2 suitcases and a couple of boxes here and there of stuff that I own, that I plan to get rid of, so that my whole life fits into just 2 suitcases. Ideally, they're not even going to be that full or heavy. And this has been enforced on me by the very real risk that I might be having to leave the country soon, which is in itself emotionally, psycho-emotionally a massive, massive challenge, because this is my home. And if I have to leave, then I don't know what the future holds. I don't know how or when I'll be able to come back, if I'll ever have this permanence, if I have to serve my time for another 5 to 8 years before I can find settlement again. But having to face that, and the prospect of getting on a flight and that's it, I'm permanently gone, has allowed me to reduce to this level that means I'm completely free. I'm just in myself. And ironically, that has created so much more abundance. You can rationalize that the way you like. It can be as spiritual or logical, but that's the simple truth. And it feels to me like this is very transferable, like this is true for everyone. And so I'm here to say less is more. And growth mindset is the shit. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. I'm not gonna lie. That's also what everyone tells you. It's not just luck. It is insane, challenging, constantly. And it's not just the kind of hard work that most people know from a 9 to 5, from having to recover from unexpected health issues, you know, these kind of like one-off things where it's just about being patient or putting in a lot of effort in one direction. I'm talking about the type of suffering or challenges that go to your core, because you have to let go, you have to reinvent yourself, you have to come to terms with feeling completely different because of your environment, because of relationships, because of loss and grief, because you have to reinvent yourself. And you're, in the process of unlimited growth, you will be tested to an unlimited degree. It adds up, right? That's sort of the price to pay. And yeah, I wanted to give you a little bit of insight as to what's coming. I see I'm approaching the 10 minutes now. I'm going to finally start editing my YouTube videos now that I have a little more time and mainly just a lot more freedom. Maybe I actually have less time, but it doesn't feel that way because I finally have flexibility and security, at least for a month or so, 3 weeks. And I'm going to continue pushing all of the same projects and ideas that I've had, while continuing to apply what I've learned, like simplifying, focusing, and just really staying in the present, and continuing to be very value oriented. Like, what can I really provide for others at every level, whether it's an individual or long term for society and the world. And it's sort of that point where you realize it doesn't matter how hard it gets, because I don't think much can feel worse than what I've already felt, and that is truly liberating. So, come at me, life. Yeah. I'll be seeing you very soon with a proper intro and editing and concepts and all of that stuff. Stay tuned.